Hello viewers, you're welcome to my channel. If you're just joining, you're welcome. My name is Tolulope Clement. I film about parenting, children's tips and lifestyle from Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria. On today's video, I will be talking about the abused versus the abuser. The abused versus the abuser. So who is an abused? An abused is a person that is treated with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly, that involves physical signs, you understand? So who is an abuser? An abuser is a person that blame others for their own feelings and maltreat other people in a manipulative way. Now, as parents, what are the signs we need to watch out for when you notice that a child has been abused? What are the signs that you need to watch out for? Number one here is unexplained changes in behavior. There will be changes in behavior. A child that is usually lively around you, always want to know things, always want to ask questions, free with people, so friendly and lively, now is becoming to change. When you ask him or her question, he doesn't want to answer. He doesn't want to get involved in whatever is happening around him again. Then, when you see such signs in a child, probably the child has been abused. Another sign you need to watch out for is becoming withdrawn, just related to the first point. Now, it's not about even not getting involved in activities with you again. Now, he's now withdrawn on his own. Isolation. He wants to stay alone. He wants to be alone in the room. He wants to be alone watching film. Everything. He wants to be doing everything alone. Something that he or she has been doing with people. He just wants to be on his own. He wants to be on her own. He wants to stay alone. He wants to do things alone. So when you see such signs in a child, watch out. It might likely means that he or she has been abused. Another thing is anxiety. Seeming anxious, like he wants to know everything. Maybe there's a kind of talk going around. He wants to know the end of that. He wants to know, the conclusion part of that. The concluding part of that gist. Always anxious for things. So when you notice this, watch out as parents. Another thing is becoming aggressive. A child as in nature is calm, gentle, you understand? Now it becomes aggressive. It gets angry easily. Anything that any little thing sparks him or her up. When you begin to see such, and it's not usually like that, when you see things like that, watch out. It might likely mean that the child has been abused. Another thing is poor bond relationship with parents. There won't be any relationship again. A child that usually come to you, mommy, what is this? Daddy, what is this? Or you're watching film together, will be like you want to ask question about the film. You are reading storybooks together during storytelling time. He wants to ask question. Now he will just be looking at you. There won't be any cordial relationship again. There won't be any rapport between you and that child. When you see such sign, it might likely be that the child is being abused. Another one is knowledge of adult issue in an appropriate manner. Something that is some kind of experience, some kind of things that we'll be doing. You begin to imagine that what's happening to this child? He start behaving in an appropriate manner. He will be doing things as if he's an older child, or maybe he's an adult. He has experiences, he has a lot of knowledge about things that adults do. And when you see such signs in a child, you better watch out as a parent. Another thing is strange fear, especially when he hears sound. Strange fear. Someone that is so bold and has confidence in him or herself now is now becoming fear. Any little sound. What's that? What happened? You understand? Fear, strange fear that is not there before. When you see such things, you better watch out as a parent. Another thing is complain and strange shyness. He will always complain. Mommy this, mommy that. Especially when they are in boarding house, they come home, mommy, senior do this to me, mommy, the teacher did this. When they start complaining, and it's unusual of them, it's a child that he or she doesn't used to complain before. When he now starts complaining, you need to watch out. You need to listen to your children. You understand? When they start giving too much complaint, not just normal complaints on a random basis, but now the complaints are now beginning to get too much, you better watch out. And shyness, he always wants to someone that is very bold. When he wants to talk to anybody, when he wants to speak, he speak with all boldness and confidence. Now he's beginning to get shy and all that. You better watch out as a parent. Watch out. Those are the signs. I think with all these points I have listed out, you should be able to recognize when a child is being abused around you. So as a parent, please watch out. Now I'll be talking about the solutions for an abused child. Fine, it has happened. No parent prays that his or her child should be abused. But in a situation whereby something like that has happened, or it happened to somebody around you, it has happened. The deed has been done. You understand? Either physically or sexually, a child has been abused. Now, what are now the solutions? What are the solutions we need to give to it? Is it blaming the child? Is it blaming the abuser? What that is the solution? What is the solution as parents? Peradventure now you come across the child that is being abused. Now, one of the number ones, I always talk about prayers. My number one solution is prayers. There's nothing you can do. When a child is being abused physically, you can react action. Maybe in school, you can at least take step, follow him or her to school to know what is happening. You understand? That's the physical action of the physical part of it. But now, when it comes to prayers, now the child has been abused, maybe sexually or something that needs to be done with prayers. There's nothing you can do just by actions alone. When you notice that this child is not like, okay, when it comes to the issue of the child is now going through a lot of stigmas and all that, people are now looking at him or her as, "Oh, look at him, look at her, so this happened to her," stigmatization, sorry. you know in a situation like that, as a parent, there's no amount of advice that could work. It is now for you as a parent to go down your knees and pray for that child. At that moment, he needs prayer. So my number one solution, without long story, is prayers. You need to pray for that child. An abused child needs prayers. Number two is communication. Real one, as in raw one. You need to sit an abused child. You need to sit him or her down and have a communication with him or her. Sit down. What happened? How did it start? Who are your abusers? What did you do to them? What did you do to them? What did you feel? You need to communicate with that kind of child. You need to sit. This is not the time for blaming tricks. You need to sit down with the child and ask the child question, communicate, so that you even know the source and the reason why he or she was abused in the first place. That's number two. Number three is you have to give a close monitoring now, but not the one that will be too obvious, that the child will now feel that you don't trust him or her anymore. You need to give the child a close monitoring, but it shouldn't be obvious, like I said, a coded one. And alongside with you getting close, watching out, monitoring him or her, you need to give guidance to them. Must be a guiding rule for the child. Do this, do that. Understand? You begin to guide as you are getting close to him or her. As you are monitoring him, you have to give him, you understand, guidelines. I mean, now another point is you must know their friends. Now a child has been abused, maybe probably because as a parent you don't even know the kind of friend that he or she mingles with. Now it is your mistake, but you don't want that same mistake to repeat itself again. Now it is now time to now call that child into order. Please, who are your friends? I want to meet your friend. Let the friends of your children also be your friends. You understand? The friends of your children, let them also be your own friends too. So another thing is know what they watch. In one of my videos, I've said it, that what your children watch on TV, what they watch on phone, it goes a long way in influencing them, either in a positive or negative, and it's even the negative effect that is most rampant. So you need to be careful. Now it is a time to now start studying the child, what he or she is watching, what music he or she is listening to. Another thing is you have to follow up on their day-to-day activities. Now, you don't want to give any space for the devil again. You give a close monitoring. Okay, what are the things that you did today? You watch out for what the child is doing on a day-to-day. You follow up on their day-to-day activities. Now you must be available. Another point, which is the last one, is you must be available to have an open chat with them. Communication is different from open chat. Now you want to, okay, what do you want to do? What happened today? When I sent you a message, who did you see on the road? You understand? Now you want to have open means I'm trying to ask you a question and you are trying to reply me, you are trying to give response to what I have asked you, not just you talking and there's no, the other party is not, participating in that communication. So I'm not now. So open chat is when I am talking to you and you are also responding, and most of the time you even do the listening parts of that communication. You allow the child to get more involved in that chat. So these are the solutions that can be given to a child that has been abused. You understand? Now to my next point. What are the signs you need to watch out in an abuser? That is, a child that is an abuser or that has the tendency of being an abuser. What are the signs? We've talked about an abused. We've talked about the definition. We've talked about the signs to watch out and the solution. Now we are now going to the abuser. Number one signs to watch out for is domineering spirit. Yes, sorry, yeah. They want to dominate everything around them. It is all about them. It will always be about them. Very possessive. This is me, my this thing, my that one. You understand? So always about them and dominate other people. What do you mean? You understand? They want to always be on top of the game. You understand? They want to be dominating others. You understand? That domineering spirit is in them. So that's number one thing. When you begin to see these signs in your child, watch out, or any child, it shows that he or she might have the tendency to become an abuser. Number two is nagging. Always want to nag. What is this? Mommy, no. Daddy, no. Can this way? Call my friend. What do you mean? Always want to nag. Always want to complain. Always, understand. Always, he or she must find something to say to everything on ground. Someone like that has the tendency of becoming an abuser if it is not controlled. Another one is over controlling, very over control. It's still the same thing as dominating. You want to be in control of everything. You want to be the leader. At times as a child, also as in let other people lead and follow now. Must you always be the leader? But in every scenario, they always want to lead. So over controlling, when it's getting too much, when you notice this thing in a child, please watch it out. It might likely mean that that child might become an abuser later. Another thing is anger and aggression, as is in the other who is abused. That's signs. It's also for the abuser too. Very aggressive, always getting angry easily. Watch out. If you don't pray about that spirit, that child might end up becoming an abuser. Another one is violence. Is even one of the key points in the definition of an abuser. Always violence. You want to handle everything with violence, by force. Yeah, give me that thing. When you see a child like that, watch out for it. You might likely have tendency of becoming an abuser. Another thing is dictatorship. They want to always dictate. It's related to leading things, to like always want to dictate. Oh yeah, let's sit down. This is how you should be do. Yeah, do this for me. Do that. Always want to control and dictate for others to follow. Watch out when you see such signs in a child. Then revengeful spirit. You stepped on my toes. No worry. I know what I will do for you. When you see children doing that, always correct them, because these are the little things that we see in children. I will be like, it's just a child's play. It will keep growing. It will keep growing in them until it becomes matured in them, and they will start acting it as a spirit in them. When you see children that is always revengeful, always want to revenge anything that is happening, anything you do for him, or he wants to fight back, he wants to revenge. I will do my own back for you, don't worry. Wait, you did this to me, I'll do that to you. When you see some statement like that, watch it out. It means that the child might likely have the tendency of becoming an abuser. Then the last one is threatening words. Always threatening others. What do you mean? You dare call me my name? If you dare try that with me again, I will slap you, I will kill you. Just try me. When you see children or a child having some such words, you better watch it. He might likely end up becoming an abuser. So as parents, we have a lot of work to do. So that I won't bore you with my long story and all that thing. What are the solutions to it? As we have solutions for the abused, we also have solutions for the abuser. So what are the solutions? Number one solution is that you have to tell a child that is an abuser. Let the child know that, admit that you are an abusive person. The beginning of the solution to a problem is when you admit. is when you succumb, you accept, yeah, you accept that yes, I am a sinner. You accept that yes, this is my problem. The moment you accept that this is your problem, solution is on the way. You understand? So let a child that is an abuser understand and know that I am an abuser. That's number one solution. Once he recognizes that there is an abuser, then there will be solution. Number two is he or she must be ready to change. Now you have you have accepted that you are an abuser. You must be ready to change. By the time you say don't do, you have to now follow guidelines. You have to follow rules and regulations. You understand? You now watch out for how to decide to turn a new leaf, to change. That's number two. Number three is he or she has to take responsibility of all his or her action. Don't shift blame. Don't say because he did this. Don't shift blame to anybody. Accept that yes, you are an abuser. Accept that you are responsible for everything you have done to people. Accept that you are faulty. Receive, accept all the blames. You understand? As a child, when you do that, solution is on the way. You understand? Another thing is you have to talk to the survivor. As a parent, you have to, like what I say, communication. You have to talk, sit them down. You have to see the reason why they are always abusing us, because most times as parents you don't understand, we need to understand that some of the abusers has been abused too. When I was okay, it's a scenario when I was in secondary school. I was also abused, not sexually, physically. I've been abused before by a senior, and the senior was telling me that, oh, you are even lucky during your own set that we seniors, we are lenient with you. Come and watch during our own time how seniors was dealing with this senior actually used 14. Then we used to use white belts for our skirt. The 14 of that belt joined together, used it to beat me. Then I even had a mark on my shin. She beat me like as if I want to die that day. And though I reported and all the things were settled, the senior went on suspension. But you understand, she was telling me that she was once abused too. So some of the things we need to take note as parents is that some children that are abusers have also been abused. So in a manner to revenge, okay, during my own time when I have the power, when I have the ability to revenge back, okay, I will give it to my junior back and front. You understand? So it's not as if it is something that is deliberate. Most times it might not be deliberate. So you need to talk to a survivor that is an abuser, the reason why he or she is doing such. You understand? Now the next one is forgive yourself. As an abuser, you need to forgive yourself. The deed has been done. All people have said that you're an abuser. Okay, you do this. There have been a lot of record of people that you have abused. Now, one thing that you need to take note of that will give you solution is you have to what? Forgive yourself. It wasn't my fault. Something happened that led to another thing. Accept and forgive yourself. I'm forgiving myself for doing this thing, and I promise myself that I will not do it again. When you do that, solution is on the way. Another thing, you have to let the child understand that he or she needs to lower his or her expectation. The situation whereby you want everybody, as a child, you want everybody to respect you. I remember when we were in school then. How dare you call my son name? How dare you call my father's name? You understand this funny thing? You understand? During our childhood, one of our childhood experiences, everybody had that experience. So let the child understand that you don't need to expect anything in this life. Don't expect too much don't expect too much from people. Don't let your expectation be too high. Just play your own game and rely on God. It's only God. Whatever we have become in life, it is God. So let the child understand that. Don't expect too much respect, too much regards, too much applause. Like, I'm doing this, let people cheer me up, let people say yes, I'm perfect. Don't expect too much. Lower your expectation. When you do that, it will be so easy for you not to become an abuser. You will not be able to abuse other people. Another thing is you need to pray for them. That spirit that is making them abuse all other people is a spirit too. For a child to be an abuser, sometimes it's not the physical thing. Maybe I want to revenge something as someone has done this. I want to revenge. When we watch it closely at times spiritually, it might also be a spirit in them. So we need to pray for them too. We also need as an abused need prayers. An abuser also needs prayer. And now the last one is we now watch out for changes. Them after praying for them, we now watch out. Then we guide them. We are doing this again. Stop it. You understand? We now start guiding them and leading them aright and watch out for changes in their life. So these are the solutions. In conclusion, parents should know and understand that both the abused and the abuser needs prayer and guidance for effective change to take place. And if a child is being abused, it is the duty of a parent to make sure that child gets healing from the psychological and emotional stigmatization that have been placed on that child. And you must help that child get healing from the situation of the state of being either the abused or the abuser. I hope with these few points I have been able to explain to you what it means to be the abuser and to be the abused. And I hope as parents you have learned one thing or the other. Thanks for watching till the end. Please don't forget to like, to share, to comment and subscribe down below for more videos. Thanks for watching till the end. See you in my next video. Until then, bye for now.